Hi Hyderabad. I hope you're doing well. New Delhi here. So, I remember being told you're not a Potterhead when you haven't read the books, and to a lot more extent, I kind of agree that the books are just magic. They're just magic. But then, some of us have to do with the magic that's there in movies. Anyways, so I'm going to be jumping a lot, guys who are listening, between ears, and I hope you don't have a hard time dealing with it. But, well, so I just finished watching Prisoners of Azkaban once again. Out of a lot of times that I have watched, this is quite amazing. And so there's this little scene where, you know, they go inside of that protective tree, and then Harry disarms Severus Snape so that he can find out the truth about Peter Pettigrew. They do that, and they are outside now, and Severus hasn't come out yet. And Professor Lupin by now loses control because it's a full moon and he's going to turn back into the wolf form. And the moment it happens, Professor Lupin loses control and turns into a big bad wolf and is about to attack Harry, Hermione, and Ron. At that very moment, Severus Snape walks out of the tree, and he's angry right now because, well, for maybe the first time, he really trusts Harry when he says, "After you, Harry," when he was expecting that Harry would, do something to Sirius Black. So, for the first time, maybe Severus Snape put his faith in Harry, but Harry goes on and disarms Severus. So there's this moment of sort of uh, betrayal, and he comes out angry, but then he sees that Lupin has lost control, and immediately he puts him in the front, on the front, protecting Harry, Hermione, and Ron. That was a moment that maybe for the not first time, but yeah, that was a very strong moment that you instantly fall in love with Professor Snape, right? So it was a really capturing moment. And it was Snape who came out with the magical word, always, right? So, as beautiful as the story goes, my story did not have a lot of complication as Severus's had. Life isn't always complicated. It can be simple. Complications are beautiful luxury, I think. My life was simple. I had known and learned my mantra: struggle, fix, repeat. As Mark Watney, not Zuckerberg, said, if you fix enough problems, you get to come home. Obviously, in his case, it was a way lot difficult than it appears too. He had to beat Mars and then come back home. Anyways, so I was a fixer, I am a fixer, and my home could be, or is perhaps as imaginary as it could be, straight out of those classical romantics. A 2-floor house, posh, facing the rising sun, on the beach, if I could add, holding the arm of my one true love. And this is where I get filmed. But if only love came that easy. Highly unbelievable, but I was as naive as all of you reading this. I had been working problems since childhood, which was straight out of a Bollywood/Hollywood movie. Born in a financially struggling house to parents who'd throw tea at each other and other things. Don't ask me right now. But I don't believe I have a sad story. You see, I was a problem solver, not a sad bart. I would take my pain and weave it into beautiful words, at least from my perspective. weave it into a world full of solutions, sometimes imaginative, with the brink of happy coincidences. I was a romantic. Just like those stories, sometimes unexpected folds developed, and the world I had been weaving collapsed or collapses. In April 2019, I think that is one year we are going to remember as happy for almost everyone because, well, no COVID, right? So, April 2019, my company announced their annual tradition, a trip to a resort in the Jim Corbett National Park. So, this was something they used to do every year. And I already mentioned I'm an introvert, and like you'd expect from all introverts, or perhaps not, I declined straight away. No need to think or calculate or anything. I'm not going. I'll rest for those 2 days. That was my declaration. I said to them and myself, sometimes your shadows are your sun. You feel warm inside them, and this was my shadow. I wanted to remain inside it. Not only because I didn't want to step out, maybe also because I didn't want to deal with people. In office, it's very easy, right? You talk about work, projects, targets and stuff like that. But when you go out, well, you won't be talking about, a sheet. You will be talking to people. Well, I wanted to be left alone. You gotta come. It is the one good thing, a colleague had whispered. Loads of beer, said someone who knew me all too well, sarcastically speaking. It's silent, said someone who had seen my success. We are what we see. Is that fair accusation? I don't know. Oh, and there are wild pigs. Every time someone talks about the pig, it becomes bigger, whispered my new boss. He was a cool kind. Fast forward 2 days, I was unmoved by a lot of arguments. I'm going to get abs. One of my colleagues was trying to hit a bargain. Oh, by the way, I am in the edtech industry, so I teach, so many times you'll get a lot of that jargon. So, I was quite decided that yes, that's what's going to happen. It's so strange that at times we do not know how wrong we are. And if you are hearing that sound in the background, that's an airplane, and wow, that hits a lot of chords of memories. So it's so strange, right? You don't know how wrong you are, but listen to a few more and I think I would prove myself that I was wrong. And I don't really know, I can't really pinpoint when that switch happened, when I did exactly convert from saying no to saying yes. And I decided that I will make that journey. Little did I know that this would do the same magic like Snape's always. Little did I know I was going to find an always and forever. Now, life changed after 2019 a lot. I hope it continues to change and not maybe. So I hope you like these stories, and if you do, share with your friends, and let me know in the comments when actually something similar happened to you, when you made a decision you were so sure of and something happened, changed it at the very last minute. Thank you so much for listening. If you were able to complete that 10 minutes, and I'll be back soon.